Maxxxine is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Lionsgate. It can be found as a slipcover edition, available at your local and online retailers. The latest offering from director Ti West, which supposedly completes the X trilogy, is a film I have mixed feelings over. It has its own style, as do the other films in the series, but the overall mystery was the weakest aspect. The setting of the 80s Hollywood and most of the cast are the more interesting elements. It's when we hit the climax it feels off, disjointed, and ultimately unsatisfying. It may change my feelings when I eventually rewatch, but as of right now, it's my least favorite of the trilogy. Maxxxine on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 239:1. It was finished at a 4K digital intermediate, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. At first glance, those not in the know would take one look at the picture of Maxxxine and most likely think that they either have a defective disc or that their setup has suddenly took a nosedive. Rest assured, what you see on screen is 100% intentional, but I firmly expect those that don't dig the stylistic choices here will no doubt take issue. The creative team behind the film chose to employ a grain-heavy, almost VHS visual style. Yes, the movie was shot digitally, so the transfer employs some artificial grain and a sometimes soft, dreamlike focus. As such, image clarity never even approaches what I would call razor sharp, so you're either along for the ride at this point or you're not. Still, there is an undeniable uptick in general detail, close-ups especially. Mid-level and far-away shots, however, are less favorable in this sense. As for what Dolby Vision brings to the table, I found it to be rather reserved for the most part. For a film set in the 80s, it seemed to hold back from flashy or striking visuals or enhancements. If anything, it acts as an overall refinement, little else. Black levels, however, are strong and stable throughout. Night scenes are appropriately deep, and shadowy interiors convey the intended atmosphere well. Maxxxine on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix, which folds down to a Dolby True HD 7.1. There is also a Spanish 5.1 track. For the disc's Dolby Atmos, it was more or less an average offering. While the picture was easier to ascertain its intentional look, not so much with the film's sound design, so I can only judge based off of the presentation itself. For those looking for active height engagement, you may be left slightly dissatisfied. Only rare bouts of ambience, some music, and the helicopter featured near the end offer anything close to something noteworthy. Mid-level and rears are slightly more engaging as the 80s era of Hollywood pushes through immersive audio cues somewhat on the regular. Dialogue is generally clean with no issues to report, and the fronts perfectly complement the center channel well. As for the LFE output, it mostly serves the music featured in the film along with the aforementioned climax. It's nothing close to being overly punchy, but it gets the job done. As for the extras, there are some featurettes included, such as the general cast and crew sitting down to discuss the third film in the trilogy, one about the setting and look of the movie, and one about the special effects employed. There is also a 25-minute Q&A with director Ti West that round out the bonus materials here. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Maxxxine on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray a B+. Taking stylistic intent aside, the overall picture is not going to wow most fans of the 4K format. This may or may not be appealing to you, but if you have the other two films imported on 4K, this is one to add alongside them on your shelf. For the audio mix, I scored this a B+ as well. The Dolby Atmos is very understated, especially compared to the last two entries of the franchise. Still, there are a few moments of highlights to bask in as an audiophile, but a heavy hitter it is not. And for the extras, I graded them a B-. There are a few brief behind-the-scenes shorts to enjoy and a Q&A, but a full making of is sorely missing, and as such, the quality of the supplements is superficial at best. It's very little to get excited over, but at least it's something. So that is my review of Maxxxine on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Lionsgate. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct Amazon link in the comment section, but if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.